Today is nomination day, and this is my Big Brother live feed update before the nomination results come through. Now, we know Jimmy's plan, as he stated, is KEANU, KELLEY, and ADRIAN, with, of course, KEANU being the target. But there appears to be some powers at hand, that maybe upset his nominations. Now, we know the most powerful power, of course, went to Rachel ally Mickey. Now, she hasn't told Rachel about it. So far, she's only told Morgan, and so far, Morgan hasn't said anything to anyone else. But the power that Mickey has allows you to, basically hijack an HOH. And so, of course, someone, at least as we see it now, that's working with Rachel would win that power. And it's active until jury. And if it's a 7-person jury, that's still a lot of evictions. Now, will she use it? Would she use it to save Rachel? Right now, I'm saying yes. So, again, that's why she has it. Now, Kelly and KEANU have powers. Of course, they have a lesser effect, but they could upset Jimmy's HOH because Kelly, she has the power to get a veto in a separate competition, so she has to earn hers. And KEANU, he has a power as well, but he also has to earn it because it's a double chance to win veto if he's on the block. So he gets 2 shots at the veto. So that's why it's possible that they could just both not earn their veto powers, and thus it means nothing. Or they both could win their powers, which means Jimmy would have to nominate 2 more people. And as it stands right now, it seems like those 2 other people would be Will, and possibly Lauren. Now, you would think, well, why not RYLIE? Well, that's another thing I want to touch on, which, again, I talked about before, how RYLIE has been the surprising social butterfly, particularly amongst the women. But again, even the dudes think RYLIE is on their side as being a bro. But him being trusted amongst the women is really what makes me laugh, because I honestly thought he would be despised by the women. I mean, you have Ashley, for an example. Ashley and Amy, they want to start an alliance with RYLIE, Ava, and Rachel, along with themselves, Ashley and Amy, and target Morgan and Zach and Catherine. So yes, there's another stupid alliance that would include Rachel. But the fact that they want to pull RYLIE in it as the only guy, it really just goes to show you, again, it's cut off guard that all these females trust him. But again, even the males too, because, Vinny told RYLIE that he's the standard of what honesty is in the house. When he's just been lying through his teeth. And currently he's sort of moping around, and, the women have been mothering him. And it seems like that's all he cares about. Like, he cares about trying to get something out of this show. Like, this is the earlier 2000s where you probably could get legit fame, especially when Hollywood, for a temporary time, thought you could maybe find a star out of reality. But you're not getting nothing out of it nowadays. But I don't know. Maybe him being from such a small town, it could mean more there, especially if he makes it far. But, again, there was like another picture going around where like Mickey's leaning her head on him and Morgan is playing in his hair. Amy gave him a hug to see what was wrong because he was been moping. Catherine asked him if he wanted a hug. The woman that he wants to die for in the game. Lauren checked up on him. Again, like all the girls catering to this dude. I mean, you even had Adrian making him an omelet while he was in the shower because he didn't get pancakes. It's really a sight to see, especially when he's usually not the archetype that's able to, make the house sort of like love him like this. And funny enough, when I was watching Morgan and Jimmy talking, their biggest sort of issue with RYLIE is that he's too well liked, so they probably would want to get rid of him as one of the last people to go before jury. And they say, he's not really playing the game. So, I mean, that's on him. But again, a lot of things can happen to where they'll have bigger fish to fry. And if Ashley and Amy get their way with their planned alliance, then Jimmy and Morgan could be on the chopping block sooner or later, because that's also who they want to target. Ashley and Amy, they want to target Morgan, Zach, and also Jimmy. I forgot to mention that. I mean, hopefully for the sake of entertainment, KEANU and Kelly are able, or I should say, production allows them to be able to win whatever powers that they can get. In that way, Jimmy will have to scramble more. And then you have the blockbuster, so there's going to be another person. There's going to be 3 people, potentially, on Jimmy's HOH that's able to take themselves off the block. And so he'll have a lot more concerns going into the next week, especially if no one that's in an official alliance with him ends up winning, next week. But again, production seems to be anti-entertainment. And seeing the ratings, again, I saw the most recent episode had a little over 3 million viewers. And nowadays, that's a big deal. That's a big deal nowadays, especially for a summer show. So they're just going to further lean into this Rachel thing. And so, again, ultimately we'll see who officially gets nominated. But there is a lot that could potentially happen this HOH to upset this current HOH.